Next question is Isaac from New York. Now that we've seen you at a funeral, where has been the unlikeliest place you have debated the Cowboys? Phew. Okay, I got one for you. 1984, Winter Olympics, Sarajevo, in what was then still Yugoslavia. I'm there. Columnist, Dallas Times-Herald. And just a quick backdrop, I know from your living rooms during the Winter Olympics here in the States, you romanticize what it would be like to be there. All those sensational events, the beautiful mountains, the snow, the backdrop. For me, it was hellish. It was hellish on U.S. soil, 1980 Winter Olympics in Lake Placid. Probably that was the worst of it, but it was close being in Sarajevo, and I'll tell you why. If you go for a publication to just cover one sport, figure skating, downhill skiing, whatever, and you're an expert in that sport, then you can just live for the days that sport operates at the Olympics. If you go as a columnist, you're literally all over the map trying to figure out what's the hottest story today, what would make the best column tonight, off which event. It's very difficult to get around because the transportation is awful. The little minivans that run from event to event never run on schedule, never can be trusted. You can't have a car. You're within the confines of a town that is under lock and key. For you history buffs, you know Sarajevo was the site of the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand that started World War I. I knew all about that, but I had no time nor no opportunity to sightsee because you really can't. Everything is locked down, security checkpoints. It just doesn't work. I went to work, period, end of story. If you could send me to Sarajevo for 3 or 4 days in the summertime with nothing to do, I'm there. Thank you. Thank you, God. Some of the architecture that I saw from a distance was spectacular. No time to enjoy, to savor, to embrace, to experience. None at all. Snowing, deep snow drifts, no place to exercise. So every morning I got up and I ran in the snow. I ran my distance. I ran for an hour every morning in the snow, slogging and sloshing with armed guards with machine guns on every corner, wearing my credential around my neck to identify me. We were housed in brand new dorms that were going to become public housing, but trust me, they were low rent. The one thing that got me the worst was in my tiny little dorm room with a heater that barely worked was there's no shower curtain. Well, it's a silly little thing, but if you don't have a shower curtain, you know what happens when you take a shower? Your tiny little bathroom gets flooded with water. I don't know. It wasn't exactly a 3, 4, or 5-star hotel that I had been spoiled by. But in the lobby of our little dorm was an attendant who spoke a little English, pretty broken English, but enough that you could communicate. He was just there to direct and help just in case. And obviously I passed him every morning as I went to run and I returned from running, and then as I went to work and returned from work. He was there. It seemed like he lived there 24 hours. So at one point, I stopped and talked to this man, Yugoslavian, and one thing led to another. And when I said, I'm from Dallas, Texas, he immediately said, Cowboys. I said, you know the Dallas Cowboys? Do I know the Dallas? Yes, I know the Dallas. This is 1984. They were coming off the first troubled season under Coach Landry. You could just tell the wheels were starting to wobble, if not come off. It's Danny White giving way to Gary Hogaboom at quarterback, and they missed the playoffs. It was a long, bad season. And this guy knew it all. He knew chapter and verse. He knew scores. I couldn't believe it. And we're talking about, is it over for Danny White? Do they have any chance? As fate would have it, they stole the division the following year, wound up playing in the playoffs out here in Los Angeles against Eric Dickerson's Rams and got run off the field. But we're debating, is Tom Landry losing his fastball? I'm in Sarajevo. I'm having out-of-body experience. I've just come back from running. My feet are soaked because it's slushy stuff that I'm running through in these grimy sort of streets, trucks going back and forth, nowhere to run except around the blocks. And I'm debating the Dallas Cowboys with the attendant in my dorm with no shower curtains. That was the unlikeliest place. I hope you enjoyed that video. You ready for more? Make sure you click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from the Skip Bayless Show. And don't forget to check out the full episode of the show wherever you get your podcasts by clicking the link in the description.